Welcome back to the tactical autopsy. France takes it 3-1, but that scoreline really hides a game of two very different halves, doesn't it? It was a classic battle of structural evolution, Senegal's disciplined low block versus France's eventual second-half spatial adjustments that finally broke the deadlock. Senegal was so close to an upset early on. When Nicolas Jackson hit the post in the 25th minute, my heart stopped. France was incredibly stagnant initially, managing just one shot before the break, their lowest in decades. But after the hour mark, the momentum shifted entirely as they lifted the tempo and precision. France looked almost passive early on. Were they even trying to win the ball back? Their pressing was non-existent, evidenced by a high PPDA. Meanwhile, Senegal remained compact in a dense 4-3-3 shape, forcing France into horizontal, predictable passing cycles that went nowhere. So, what flipped the switch? Deschamps moved Olise into a more central number 10 role, creating half-space overloads that Senegal's tiring double pivot simply couldn't track anymore. It felt like Michael Olise was suddenly everywhere after the break. 1.89 expected goals for France. That is a massive jump considering how they started. It is elite-level penetration. They went from a measly 0.02 xG in the first half to a dominant 1.87 in the second. Once the rhythm clicked, they were creating high-value chances at will. Senegal really felt the pressure in those closing stages. It looked like France had them pinned in their own box. Total field tilt. France logged 61 final third entries and completed their attacking phases with 76% accuracy, consistently finding those dangerous zones that were off limits in the first period. The midfield battle really turned blue as the game wore on, didn't it? France eventually won 55% of all duels and 58% in the air. They used progressive carries to simply bypass Senegal's transition structure, which finally buckled under the sustained physical pressure. So the final verdict: are France now the undisputed favorites to go all the way? When they play like they did in the second half, they are terrifying. However, that first half stagnation and the late defensive lapse on Ibrahim Mbaye's goal show there are still structural vulnerabilities to exploit.